It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell Dinero and Hugo Twilight.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero, and it's time for another episode of the Best of Bias podcast, episode 100 part, whatever part this is going to be. It's be one of them. No, it's episode 100. Let's go a little soft clap for that. Clippity, clippity, clip, clap, clap. Clippity, clip, clap, clap. Yeah, let's go. Episode 100. And you know what I'm saying? It's been a while since we did this. It's been a while since we saw young Deshaun in the building. It's been a little bit. Yeah, welcome back, AKA we see you all the time. But this is episode 100. We're getting Anime Kumite in here. It's been a while since we did this. Get these anime characters versus some of your favorite either, superhero characters or something of around that, of that realm. We're trying to get in there, get them battling against each other and seeing who would like come out on top if they were to fight in some kind of some kind of way in some kind of dimension. So we got Deshaun out here being the judge. Thank you for coming back and being the judge. We had to get you in here in the seats one day to battle it out.
For sure.
But we got you as a judge, and we got AKA repping one of the characters. I'm repping one of the characters. Who wants to do a little intro? You know both characters. You want to intro both characters? All right, AKA, give us a brief overview of what's going down.
I'll intro my character.
Well, you just let us know who's battling. You don't have to go into detail.
Oh, I was about to say, I can't go into the full detail. Okay, yeah. No, so today we have Guts from the Berserker Anime, who is pretty much is like a badass, cutthroat, demon slaying, god killing menace.
You know what I'm saying? A menace.
Dude, and he's going up against the Black Knight from Marvel, who is inherited badass from the King Arthur days, who has a sword that can cut through not damn near anything. I'm pretty sure that shit can cut through anything. I'm almost gonna say that motherfucker cut through dimensions. So I don't know exactly. Patrick is going. He's gonna deliver that because Patrick's gonna
everything except for coronavirus. I guarantee.
Damn, I wish.
You can't kill Mario.
It's touching everybody out here, but we're gonna try to get in here and battle it out and see who comes on top. That's kind of pausing now a little bit. Comes out on top. You know what I'm saying? We had a couple battles in the past, so let's see what we can do now.
Wait, what's the record right now? I feel like we've done maybe 3
Patrick
of these.
Just won one. I won one. I think it's only 2, right?
I don't know. We did the Blade one. I don't know which other ones we actually did.
Blade versus Zoro. The first one I won.
And I think there was a Sasuke versus somebody.
Oh yeah, Trunks, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a 1-1.
Yeah. So we've been doing some stuff out here. So we're trying to get out here and get it back in order and see if we can continue the streak and see if we can keep the people interested in these battles. So if you want me to start off, I can start with a little bit of background about Dane Whitman, aka the Black Knight.
I'll start off about Guts. So Guts got like a real fucked up background. He was born from a dead mother. She was hanging. His mother was dead. She was hanging from a tree, and he was born from her.
Whoa.
Berserk is a wild ass anime. Sorry to cut you off. That shit's crazy.
You know what the crazy thing is? I'm over here doing. I can't do it real justice because I had to research it, but I didn't even watch it. But the motherfucker, from what I'm researching and what I've seen, he's a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah,
but
that's one you gotta watch. I mean, it's not for everybody, but it's a crazy one.
Yeah, it is. So he was born from a dead mother who was pregnant, who was hung, picked up by, if I'm correct, a band of gypsies, I believe, who a mercenary, or I think it was gypsies or mercenaries. I know he was like taken in by a prostitute who ended up dying of like syphilis or some shit, botulism or something. I don't know what it was. Like a year later, or 3 years later. My bad, 3 years later when he was 3. So then he pretty much was walking around. I think when he was like 6 or something like that, he started to get trained. Or no, I think it was 6 or 3. I want to say 6. who was trained by a mercenary. A mercenary took him in. I get the fucking ages wrong. I know it's like I have to go with this part because like this dude mercenary took him in, trained him, but the guy wasn't that good. That was a father figure. I think he was fucking raping him. If I'm to be correct, I have to look it up a little bit more. But I'm pretty sure he was raping him. But he was training him, and when I was training him, they were making fun of him because he was a little kid using the grown man's sword training, and they're like, "Why don't you get a kid sword?" But that kind of pans out later on because he eventually gets the the Dragon Slayer blade, which is a 6.5 foot, 400 pound fucking blade.
Goddamn.
It's
a
monster sword
that can cut through a lot of shit. We'll get into that later though, but so yeah, eventually he ends up going to war and killing his first man in battle at 9. And then eventually he ends up killing his adopted father who was training him and also doing other things to him that we get into late. No, we won't get into those. He was getting a little touchy-feely with him. And so he killed him, escaped from that, ended up, taking on a lot of motherfuckers. I think he ended up killing like 100 people in one fucking day in a battle. And this is like before he got like anything. He was just normal self. He was already able to move as fast as faster than a human eye can perceive in battle. And he also was already just strong as shit and just had hella endurance and was a top tier fighter since he was training since he was like a little fucking kid. Ends up getting with a band of mercenaries who, are more like do-gooders in a way. I mean, they be fucking shit up, killing shit, but they be like stopping wars and whatever. Some real noble kind of people. And then like 3 years into that, he like builds a big relationship with them, gets a girlfriend and all kind of shit. And then this fucking, I want to say it's a god. I don't really know, but it's a powerful ass Batman looking dude that comes down who has a bunch of fucking demons and shit, and they pretty much just demolish and murder his whole squad that he's like come to love for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, to get a little bit more dark, while Guts is sitting there on the ground, fucked up and wounded, this damn big god demon Batman dude, I can't remember his fucking name, but he pretty much takes his girlfriend and rapes her in his friend's blood on the ground in front of him while he watches and then kills her.
Oh, goodness gracious. What's happening?
Nah, this anime is brutal.
Where are we?
Brutal. A dark fucking anime, my dude. I'm definitely about to watch it. I don't know why, as much as I watch it.
And I love it.
No. Not that part, just like the fucking revenge aspect of it.
No, yeah, I feel it. There's
like,
always have to be a super revenge story.
Yeah, whenever you guys shows like Gladiator for that movie, like when you have a really fucked up like beginning, like what they did to his family and shit for no reason, like the get back is always so much sweeter like that, especially if he's done good. And pretty much Guts ends up vowing revenge on this guy, and we'll go into like his first weapon I was talking about already, which is that damn Dragon Slayer sword, which is a sword that when it was created to slay fucking dragons. 400 pounds, 6-foot sword. Everybody made fun of the maker because, I mean, who the fuck can use that sword? Well, Guts can. This fucking dude who was tormented as a kid and raised the mercenary murdering since 9, then did a lot of shit and murdered 100 people in one day. Motherfucker got hands and he get that sword. So now he's going around with a 400-pound sword that he wields around fast like there's a dude weighing a 14-pound sword or holding a 14-pound sword or whatever. It's strong enough to cut through substances stronger than steel. I don't want to repeat the name of it because I can't. It's like Gatka or something. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's some substance that they talk about that this one character has on surrounding him, and it's like his armor. And it's a real, whatever the substance is real. You can look it up in real life. It's actually a substance that is harder than steel. And they said the pressure in order for you to cut through it would be over 90 tons to 100 1,000 tons, some crazy shit. So it's a big ass amount to actually destroy this stuff, and he's able to cut through it with his sword. So with relative ease, I mean, it took him a little bit of time, but he eventually did it and was able to, fuck up the dude who I forgot the apostles, I think they call them, if I'm correct. And they're all pretty fucking powerful. They're pretty much like the equivalent to like, I don't know if you ever watch I mean, I'm trying to think of something, one of a ton of them, but Bleach, all the fucking what are those guys called again? You know, the
Damn, I can't
Umigamis,
remember.
yeah. I mean, they're not really like Umigamis, but I don't know why it's probably a badass comparison, but it's like they're just like top tier level like fighters, like them. I'm saying, like the captains, and yeah. So that sword, there's not really much else to say about that other than like his fighting ability, the fact that he can move at subsonic speeds. Like this is naturally he can move. I mean, he can move that fast later on, but I mean before that he can move at speeds that just like kind of like there without like any other like super ups. He can move at speeds that are faster than the human eye can perceive. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I have. He doesn't really have much more than that, other than the fact that he's just like a badass dude. Who one of his issues is he does like he doesn't really go into battle with like a defense plan. When he goes into battle, he takes as much damage that he gives. But the difference is he can withstand like shit that is unhumanly like a human normally couldn't. I mean, like a fucking souped up human probably shouldn't be able to take most of the damage he takes and keeps fighting. So, like, I mean, for real, like a super soldier, if it was to take that kind of damage, would probably die. I would assume. So,
Feel that?
yeah.
I feel that. Well, good first point there, but I think I can counter there. Unlike this Buccaneers jersey right here, I don't think I'm gonna lose this battle. Let me start off. Let me just start off by telling you guys what a Black Knight is. First of all, a Black Knight, is a knight that hides his identity for himself and the castle, the house that he is fighting for. If you see a Black Knight, it's like a bad omen. If you see a Black Knight coming for you, you got to run and hide because you're kind of almost already expected to die. So basically, the first Black Knight was Sir Percy of, I think, Scandia back in the days. Back in the olden, I don't know exactly what year, but think medieval times, King Arthur times.
And Camelot.
Exactly, he's the first Black Knight back for Camelot. He had this thing called the Ebony Blade. It was made out of, I think it was like a star stone made by Merlin. And what was the girl? His love interest. Anyways, basically Merlin. He made it out of the star stone to make him, Black Knight, not able to die, basically. So this ebony stone came with a bunch of powers, but the ebony sword.
Cersei's, my bad.
I don't think it's Cersei. It was like an evil sorceress, another evil sorceress.
Morgana?
Yeah, there we go. Morgana and Merlin worked together to make this sword. So the Black Knight, it's an enchanted sword. So the Black Knight couldn't die. It can protect the house forever, basically. But there's a catch. It's kind of like Mjolnir. You have to be worthy to wield the ebony blade. So it's kind of like a sword in the stone type of situation. After Sir Percy died, I guess down the road, a descendant of Sir Percy, Nathan Garrett, got the mantle as the Black Knight, a descendant of the now that I'm going to describe, Dane Whitman, Black Knight, but this was his uncle. He got to have the mantle as the Black Knight for a while, but he wasn't worthy of wielding the ebony blade, so he became a villain. He was more of a scientist. He was a geneticist, so he kind of like made his own weapons. He had this thing called the Lancer, the Power Lance. They did a whole bunch of shit. It was kind of like, it was back in the day, Marvel Comics. So this little lance can do everything. It had like bolas on it. It was a flamethrower, a 45 caliber machine gun, all kinds of weird ass shit from this one lance. You know what I'm saying? And actually the Black Knight, the first one, Nathan Garrett version, was actually part of the Masters of Evil. So he was a villain mostly. So nothing like the Black Knight I'm going to talk about now. But after he was mortally wounded by a fight he had with Iron Man, Dane Whitman, the now Black Knight, was summoned to Nathan Garrett's side, where he let him know that he was a descendant of the Black Knight, and it was his turn to hold the mantle as the Black Knight. So he accepted. It was in this weird ass, big ass castle that the Black Knight inherits as being the Black Knight. He has some crazy ass, big ass castle. But unlike Nathan Garrett, Dane Whitman was able to wield the ebony blade. He was worthy, kind of like a sorcerer in the stone type of type of deal. And that's kind of what my first point is going to be about, is the worthiness, his worthiness. You know what I mean? Him being worthy makes him different than the Black Knight that we all knew in the past. He gets this ebony blade. This ebony blade has crazy ass powers. Like I said, he can't die with it. If he wields it, he can't die. There's a catch to it though. If you kill somebody with it, you get this thing called the bloodlust. If you kill too many people, because the blade actually thirsts for blood. So if you kill too many people, it kind of messes with your mental and you go crazy. Something that's happened to the past Black Knights, that were actually worthy of wielding the ebony blade. So Dane Whitman, this one himself, him being worthy, he's able to wield the blade and know how to use it without actually, lusting, getting that bloodlust, and he's able to control it a little bit. This sword is able to reflect energy. Like I said in the past, we were talking a little bit about the Vision, actually, Vision from the Avengers, shot his laser beams at the Black Knight once, and he reflected it with the sword, his ebony blade, and was able to shoot it back at the Vision. The Vision actually dodged it, but he said if it would have hit me, this for sure would have incinerated me. You know what I mean? He's reflected Kang the Conqueror's blast. Kang the Conqueror is going to be one of the new villains in the new MCU, and you know how powerful he is. He can control time and all that shit, but based on him being more of a sciencey character, I think the Black Knight was able to get the upper hand on him. One of the only characters to get the upper hand on him, because, he has a feat of actually beating Kang the Conqueror without the ebony blade. So I think he is pretty top tier. Fighting wise though, he's not really super powered or anything like that. I think me personally, after reading what I did, I think he's kind of on the level of super soldier strength, but not really above that. Fighting wise, he's not as skilled as Captain America, but he has trained with Captain America. In some comics, I think one of the Avengers comics, they had a training sequence where he was training the Winter Soldier, training the Black Knight. The Black Knight was actually a member of the Avengers. It came to be a weird way because the Avengers actually attacked him, thinking he was the past Black Knight. He was the evil one. And once they found out that he was actually a new version that was a good one, they used him to infiltrate the Masters of Evil. Or was it the Masters? I forgot exactly what it was. The bad guys. Infiltrate the bad guys that the old Black Knight was a part of and bring them down from within. And with that, they let him become, a member of the Avengers. So again, that plays into the worthiness of this guy. He also was a member of, what else was it? Let me see. Heroes for Hire. He was with them as well. I think he was with Captain Britain and his team out there in Britain for a while. So he's been a part of a lot of teams. He actually got kicked out of the Captain Britain's team for not having the real ebony blade. They found out that his ebony blade was fake and kicked him out of the team. Kind of fucked up. He was only in it for a couple of minutes. But me personally, based on some of the things that the ebony blade can do, which I'm not gonna go fully into right now, because basically, it can cut through dimensions, it can time travel. The Black Knight can summon it whenever he's in a fight. Nobody can use it against him. So if somebody picks up the ebony blade and try to strike him down with it, they can't use it because it'll just teleport back into the Black Knight's hands, because he's the only person that can use it. Like I said, it's as strong as adamantium and vibranium. He was actually in a fight with Wolverine, and Wolverine couldn't cut him down. His sword didn't break when Wolverine tried to cut it, because the ebony blade was almost as strong as vibranium, adamantium. Let's see, what else can I say here? He has other weapons that I'll get into later, but basically, like I said, the ebony blade can just, I feel like we'll be able to cut through through Guts' armor. He might have a blade that's pretty strong, whatever, 6 feet, but we think we can chop that down to like 3 feet or something like that. We got more weapons, like I said, and more things that I think the Black Knight can do. But starting with the ebony blade, I think it won't let him, he can't die with it. I don't think Guts can get past that or do enough damage to actually finish the job.
All right.
Okay.
What you got to say? We both got a opponent in there. What you think about what we got saying so far, young Sean?
a lot of like backstory. I actually don't know the Black Knight. This is like a new character for me. I've been pulling up stuff over here on my other screen to look at for both characters. I know a little bit more about Guts. Like I know his backstory is fucked. The anime that he's in is fucked, but like he himself is a beast. He's something else. But the Black Knight he sounds like he might give him a run for his money.
Got a little something here, man. And even if he didn't have this ebony blade, I'm getting to some other stuff that he has that could, still kind of save him and hold his own against some of the stuff that Guts has. So next point, what we got for Guts next?
Yeah, Guts is, I don't know, you guys just kind of give Guts a short end. Guts is a bad motherfucker. This motherfucker he could take so much damage while equally dishing that shit out, meaning that like in a battle, if he knows how powerful you are, he's willing to take that risk and get that wound while just to give you one way worse, because getting hit with a 400-pound 6-foot sword is bitch, I'm sure. But on top of that, after that whole scenario I talked about that was fucking horrible, where that Batman guy raped his girlfriend and killed all his friends, he ended up cutting his hand off. I believe it was his left hand. I don't know why. I think it was out of the agony of what was going on, happening to him. He eventually gets like a robotic hand that has weapons inside of it. I don't remember all the weapons, but I know that he has like something that shoots like a gun. I want to say like a crossbow type of situation or something like that, and then like a fucking cannon. And that will blow a fucker's face off basically. So I don't really know how strong the Black Knight's armor is, but I mean, if they in a close-up fight, when you got a person who was willing to take a shit ton of damage to get close to you so he can get to your face, he has, a fucking big ass sword, plus he can blast you in the face with a cannon or whatever else is on that fucking hand. Not to mention the fact that he moves, extremely fast when he's, in his human form, or normal. He's always in his human form, but when he's in his, just normal without any upgrades. On top of that, I mean, he's a determined dude. This type of dude that will not give up at all in a fight, no matter how much you hurt him. You can cut off damn near limbs and shit, penetrate him with swords, fuck him up bad, and he's gonna get up, keep coming. He's not gonna stop. That's the kind of person he is. He's fast enough to dodge fucking lightning damn near, or pretty much. He got struck by lightning and was able to move out the way. I mean, in the image they showed, the lightning hit and he was dodging it already. So that shows that his speed is just ridiculous. He what else? I had a bunch of shit in my head that I went blank right there. I did damn near. But anyways, on top of the fact that he has that, he also has a really fucking souped up ass armor that he's given, which is called the Berserker Armor, which is for all intents and purposes is a pretty strong armor, meaning that like normal human weapons will probably not do much to it. But when you have souped up characters that are like god level characters, they are a little bit more prone to be able to hurt it. But while you're wearing it, it gives the user a unique ability to ignore human pain and human thresholds, and will, for all intents and purposes, allow you to fight at superhuman levels until you die, if necessary. Meaning that you have a person who already has superhuman levels of endurance, meaning that he will fight, forever until he, already gets beat the fuck up. Then you have something that extends that even more and allows him to ignore, the normal governor, I guess, that humans have when they're working out and stuff or fighting or whatever. So, fatigue, injuries won't slow him down. So no matter what you do to him, you think, I just cut him, he's gonna slow down. Nah, he's gonna keep fighting at the same level, the same intensity he was when he was uninjured. Even if he breaks bones or something, it's whatever you do to him, it's gonna fix up for the battle. While he's in the battle, after the battle, that's a different matter. Those injuries will remain there and he'll have to heal up like a normal person. But during the battle, you can't tell that he's hurt at all. On top of that, the armor itself, when it's damaged, it repairs itself. So you have to deal with that. And it makes him, once he puts the armor on, he can move, like I said, at subsonic level of speed. So like he already can move fast enough to where the human eye couldn't perceive it. Now he can move pretty much like at subsonic speeds. I don't really know how to explain that better.
I feel you.
Well, they don't really go too much in detail. It's just that they have one character he fights in the game who moves at speeds fast like Flash. Her whole getup is that she can move at she's fast. That's her whole thing. It's not like she's super powerful or nothing, but she's fast, like and he's a regular human, and he was able to beat her. This is, I think, before he got the armor, and so even though he may not be like that level of speed, he's a good enough fighter and intelligent enough in battle to be able to anticipate somebody who can move at superhuman speeds, like the Flash level speeds. I mean, like, she's moving fast enough to break the sound barrier every time she moves, and he was able to stop that. But like I said, the armor does not allow the user to quit, does not allow the user to show any damage, although he does still take damage. Yeah, I mean, it also gives you like superhuman levels of strength. It just makes you into like just ridiculously strong and fast, powerful, and damn near unstoppable until you're dead. Like, you'll be fighting him, and only reason you know you won is because he literally just dropped dead in front of you.
All right. Well, let me get in here actually and tell you some more of these weapons that I think get the job done here. Starting with the power lance. Actually, I talked about that already. Excuse me. His quantum sword. He is something like a lightsaber. It's pure energy. It has a lethal and non-lethal mode. He uses that to fight his enemies. It gets under the armor. That's why I wanted to bring this up. It gets under the armor and hits you in your central nervous system to where it shuts down and paralyzes parts of your body so you can't move. The saber also has energy retraction. So anything that like spells or any kind of energy, something that you try to shoot at it, it kind of cancels it out. So it retracts any kind of energy or spells that anybody tries to shoot at it. It reverses polarity. So if he actually wants to charge it up and punch somebody, it's like a super pistol whip. It knocks people around. What else we got here? Let's see. I knew there was more.
Super pistol whip.
No, for real. Oh, we're getting low here on the minutes, but basically, it reverses the polarity of gravity, and he can, send the punch in any direction to make it more effective, kind of like a super punch. You know what I mean? What else did he have? He had a fake ebony blade, which wasn't as strong as the original ebony blade, and it didn't actually cause the bloodlust. But he actually was able to defeat Kang the Conqueror with it, and it actually was able to cut through dimensions. In a comic book, there was a panel where he was actually in a battle, and he cut through a panel, and then there was like a professional soccer game going on the other panel. So he can cut through dimensions with that sword. Let's see. What else is there? I knew there was some other stuff on here that I was going to say. I also drew a blank once you stopped, because you kind of were going on for a little bit. Let's talk about Strider, his horse. You're talking about breaking the sound barrier and moving fast. His horse Strider can also do that. It's a Pegasus that was given him by the Lady of Lake. That was a kind of a mystical steed that can do all kinds of shit. Move super fast. It's summoned to him whenever he calls it. Its name is Strider. Obviously, I said that. Like I said, with that, that lightsaber, I think you can get in and out of guts, get in those spots and kind of paralyze. You don't need to kill him. If you can just freeze them in one spot and actually stop him from being able to fight, I think you can do that. If you had the ebony blade on him at the same time, get under the armor, hit those central nervous system with the lightsaber there, I think he'd be able to do that as well. Let's see, there's some other shit here that I thought was actually pretty cool. Oh yeah, he got summoned to fight in the Phoenix Force tournament because he was that badass of a person and that OP of a person. Only select people were able to get invited to this tournament. Yeah, Ghost Rider, some other versions of characters that are well known in Marvel. He got invited to this tournament, but actually got kicked out of the tournament for being too OP with the Ebony Blade. They're like, nah, bro, you can't fight in this tournament. It's pretty bad. Yeah, it was fucked up. Also, he's taking punches from Stone Giant. Shut the fuck up. Sorry. These dogs are in here just making all kinds of noise. Hey, no.
Dogs are
Anyway.
talking shit.
Yeah,
That's what it sounds like.
Doing the most. But anyways, my bad. But yeah, he's taking punches from Stone Giants, got hit by multiple rockets, and you talked about the armor a little bit. You didn't know how the armor was going to stand up against the sword. He's been burned by dragons, and the armor like stood up against dragon fire. He has this thing called the Shield of, I think it was the Shield of Day and the Sword of Night. He got an upgrade in the newer comics. And the shield acts as like a force field. He can take a bunch of damage. It tanks all the damage and is actually able to reflect the damage with the sword. So if you shot energy at the shield, the shield can take all the energy, absorb it, and you can shoot it back out with the sword as he points it. So there's a bunch of shit that he.
Guys don't shoot energy, so we good with that.
No, it's fine.
He shoots flamethrowers. That's about it.
But he's actually able, if he was to punch the shield, he's actually able to take the power and
it absorbs like kinetic energy.
Exactly.
Nice.
So he can, that's crazy. So he can reflect that shit.
He got Black Panther's armor, okay?
Right. So like the only time he doesn't have his armor on is when he chooses not to, because of the whole bloodlust thing. He's been in a couple of comics where he chooses to use different weapons because the ebony blade is too OP. But if there's somebody like Guts that he needs to put down, that he can take a little bloodlust, take going crazy for a couple of weeks, fuck it. Just use the ebony blade, cut through his armor, probably just cut his head off. He can cut through dimensions. You can probably just cut this man. Maybe cut through a dimension, push him through the dimension, and sew that shit back up. Battle over. You know what I mean? He's a good fighter. I feel like if you get in on him, he could do some damage, but I feel like the armor will withstand that. If he had the Shield of Night, he can absorb all that damage and bring it back with his sword. And the sword that he had with the Shield of Night wasn't even the Ebony Blade. And it just had so much power. You know what I mean? There's so much stuff he could do. Just that alone. And being able to summon it at any time. And he can just have the Ebony Blade on his back. It won't allow him to die. So this fight, like you said, the Guts can fight forever. So will Dan Whitman, because the Black Knight, because he can't die.
So what if he loses a limb or something? It just grows back. How does that work with the sword? Exactly.
He doesn't. It's like force field, like the armor. It's like you can't get enough damage.
You can't even hurt him.
You can't. Yeah, he's OP. It's like without his armor, he's only on maybe like Captain America, like regular fighting levels. But if you give him his armor, they say he puts him on levels of like kind of god levels if you give him his armor.
Okay, but at the same time, then he doesn't like to use that sword to kill people. He's like to kill people in general, though. Right. He's willing to.
Exactly.
But he doesn't like to, and especially he won't cut nobody with that damn sword. He doesn't want to go nuts like the Black Knights of the past. That So that sword right there, I don't. As far he may use it to
get under some armor.
I don't know about him getting under the armor. He might be able to. You mean the lightsaber?
No, just the ebony blade. Instead of cutting through the person, right. Just cut off little pieces of armor, then use his other weapon to paralyze him if he doesn't want to use the fatal blow.
You cut off pieces of the armor, the piece of the armor just broke. It repairs itself.
But how fast? How fast does it repair itself?
In battle.
Instantaneously?
In battle. Yeah, it does it in battle.
Right as it comes off.
All right. Hold on. We keeping this to rounds, right? Or we
yeah.
My bad.
Getting a little heated.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
That's what's supposed to happen. Back and forth.
What are we thinking so far?
Yeah.
Before we get to round 3, we got to take a little commercial break. But go ahead and give us what you think we got so far. What's going on? You know what I'm saying?
So far, it's sounding like what Guts has going for him is his endurance, and the Black Knight kind of can outlast that with the ebony sword, making him basically invincible. So unless Guts can find a way to like get the sword away from him or find a way around that, it seems like he's kind of outmatched.
Kind of, but that sword also is able to, I forgot to say this, it can kill like damn near anything, demons. It can kill things that like are supposed to like damn near like gods, I guess. So I mean, I don't know if it gives you straight immortality or like make him impervious, or is to make him where he's like he can't be hurt.
Hmm.
Is that the only thing it does?
You talking to me? Or to
Oh
Cologne?
yeah,
Good.
my bad. I'm looking at this screen like I should unplug that screen because it makes
Oh
me
no,
look
no,
up
I
there.
wasn't even sure if you were talking about like that's. I thought you were talking about Guts Sword at the time, but no. Basically, it doesn't allow him to die. The mystical powers of it will keep him alive and protect him. You can't take the sword from him. He can.
So
It
he can,
summons
so
back.
he can, but he can't be wounded or nothing.
I don't think he can be mortally wounded. I'm sure he can be wounded, but I don't think he can be
Okay,
mortally wounded.
okay. Well, I mean, we'll see. Because like, if he,
Yeah, because Guts still has the super speed. He has endurance, and
well, I'm
to be
going
able
on the
to.
fact
Mm,
that if they start fighting, they don't know anything about each other.
Right.
That's where the advantage comes in for Guts because even though I feel like Dane Whitman is OP with that damn sword, you already said that he tends to come to battle without the sword and use other weapons instead because he doesn't want to cut people with it. So if they have a first encounter, it don't matter what weapon he has, Guts is going go. He gonna withstand that damage to just try and get straight to you and cut through you. And his first strike ain't gonna be a strike to warn you. It's gonna be a strike to just end that shit immediately. And unless Dane can anticipate that, I mean, if he
I
goes
know.
past that, he has a good chance. But after that first initial interaction, and I think Guts got the drop on you right there.
No, yeah. Me personally, I'm saying he's coming to battle in full armor already with his ebony blade and his other weapons, not knowing that if he's gonna, just he can use it at his discretion. If he wants to, attack as a fatal blow, he can use ebony blade. If he
But
wants to toy around with you a little bit,
what is the strength of his armor though? Like,
Um, I mean, I'm not too sure, but I've seen comic panels of, like I said, him getting burned by dragon's fire, punched by stone giants, hit with rockets, and him being perfectly fine. I mean, in small areas, he's been fast enough to dodge Kang the Conqueror's lasers. His hand-to-hand combat with his sword, he was able to fucking deflect meteorites coming out of the sky with his sword just by itself, just knock them one by one. He can protect himself like that. Projectile. So I don't know. I think he's good with or without the sword, but I think the sword's going to be on him at all times.
hmm. I just
Just
wanted to know
because
because,
I
like
wouldn't
I
want to
said,
die. You know
I
what I'm
was
saying?
just thinking if you even, I mean, but typically I don't think the sword's on him all the time because he can call it whenever he wants to. So it's
Well,
not
that's true.
actually on him until he calls it. So if he's going there fighting with other weapons, he's probably not having that ability to be mortal until he calls it. And typically, I'm sure he doesn't walk around with it like that. So when they meet up and then he suits up. All right, so yeah, we had technical difficulties there, but back to what I was talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was basically saying that if they met up in an interaction and whatever blade, I mean, whatever blade, my bad, the armor that Dane Whitman has, I mean, we don't know what it could withstand. So we're
Mhm.
assuming that it's normal armor that can, maybe stop bullets and, whatever. Uh,
I think I might be stronger than that. I might be
well,
underplaying.
even if it's stronger than that, the sword that the demons, I mean, the Dragon Slayer sword was able to cut through armor that was strong, way stronger than steel. And basically, the user said that the person who had the armor says that it would be able to withstand. I don't know how good of a relation to this is to power, but was it I said a landslide or a rock slide or
Mhm.
something like that? It would be able to withstand that. So I don't know how you can compare that to a sword strike, but I mean, Guts was able to cut through that armor with his sword. And
Let me stop you there. I'm not gonna just assume that he's gonna be if you're fully weaponed up, and if he just ain't got the ebony blade, we can assume that he has the shield of night that can stop that initial blow from your whatever demon dragon sword. And then after he
okay,
blocks that, he can summon his ebony blade and just get to action. How about that?
okay. I mean, but you can
Are
say
you
that.
fully armored up walking around also? Do you have to summon your armor?
I mean, if he's going into battle, yeah, he'll put on his
But he
armor.
doesn't know initially. So if he's just walking around, does he just walk around in armor? Does he have to
So,
summon
I
the
mean,
armor to fight?
So
but
what's the
even if he doesn't have it on, like I'm just saying, like his initial speed is faster than like the speed that you know most people can see. Is like Dane Whitman have like super seeing? Can he see faster than like a normal human eye?
No, but if he comes in on a Strider, he'll be able to move as fast as he can move.
I mean, okay, that makes sense. Also, you mentioned earlier about this the photon sword whatever he has that he can
Yeah.
like shut off a person's nervous system. If he has the armor on, he said if he like stabs into the armor repairs anything in the user's body that's not mortal. That's not like a mortal wound. Like if it's something that's gonna kill you, it's gonna kill you. But anything else that happens to him, it will do something to repair it so you can keep fighting. That's the whole
Okay.
power of the armor. So
Okay, what about
yeah.
the retraction? The retraction, what if that dispels that? What if it has mystical power to dispel that ability?
If what does?
His photon sword. Like I said, it had energy and retraction abilities. So I would assume, well, I can't really give that photon sword the same abilities as the ebony blade. So I'll give you that. I'll give you that. If you can repair those ligaments, yeah, I feel that you can throw the photon blade out of there, and him paralyzing any ligaments and just paralyzing stopping him in place, I guess, is out the door. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I got from him. He doesn't really have much more. He can withstand like ridiculous amounts of heat. He has a flamethrower that can shoot out heat. Shit. I mean, there's not really much more I can think of with Guts. He's just like a big ass fucking brute, like who takes
What
damage but dishes out even way more damage than he takes, and you know is a highly skilled swordsman.
how is his
And
fighting skills without a sword? What if he got disarmed?
I mean, shit, he's fucking badass. Just a hand combat wise. I mean, I don't think he has any like martial arts skills per se, but I mean, they didn't really the things that I researched didn't really go into hand, combat skill. But I mean, he's fucking killed 100 people in one day with just a sword. So I'm sure that if he didn't have that sword, he probably still would be able to do some serious damage.
Were these people he fought swords the same level as this dragon sword, or were
Oh
these regular
no,
civilians?
so no, he was a regular civilian at the time. He didn't have not civilian. He was a mercenary, but he didn't have that sword at the time. I believe he was using a regular sword. I believe.
Oh,
Yeah, and he
pretty cool
was
feat there.
didn't have his armor or anything either. This is one of his claims of fame, I believe, before he got all that fucked up shit happening to him. Like
One more claim to fame of the Black Knight, first Avenger to touch Wakanda.
yeah. Another one
Alright.
is I wanted to the Black Knight also to talk about his power was he was able to knock out what is his name again? Kane the Conqueror.
With a punch,
mean,
yeah. He punched him, knocked his ass out.
But then Kane the Conqueror is also depowered and he's a regular human, so he
But yeah,
basically did something a feat that anybody could do.
he actually cut off the arm of a celestial as well. And he
With
also
that fucking sword.
but I'm saying he can do it with the sword, and he cut through the Beyonder sword with the ebony blade. So I don't know. I'm just saying, if he has to win the battle, you're making it seem like he won't use the ebony blade. I think he will. If it comes to life or death, I think you have to risk that bloodlust to win this battle. And he'll go. I mean, as long as he survives the initial wave with the weapons, which I think he does. I mean, I think he will be able to have, like I said, he was able to dodge laser beams coming from King the Conqueror and shit like that. If he can dodge laser beams, I think he can dodge a couple of punches enough time for him to summon the sword that he needs to summon or the weapon he needs to summon to win the battle. Unlike goddamn Tom Brady and these goddamn Buccaneers.
Damn, I know you upset. You got it. I was upset watching that. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, sick bastards. Sick bastards. But yeah, I think that's about it, man. I think it's time for you to kind of take in what we said and come with the decision for this episode 100 Anime Kumite Spectacular. I know it's a little rough around the edge. We're just getting back into it. For the next one, we'll be a lot more prepared. A lot more notes will be taken. I'll have a lot more study done on my opponent so I can know if he's just making shit up or not. He's already researched on the Black Knight, so he can kind of fact check me on some shit, but I couldn't fact check nothing on my side. But Old
I
wise
could have said
one.
I could have said this nigga had a legit lightsaber that can cut through universes.
You should have just started making stuff up halfway through.
Yeah, for
This
sure.
nigga has he has
Yeah.
photon hands.
You
It's
got
a
Captain
Dukin.
America's shield.
This nigga knows that
fart.
Hadouken and
He
show you-
fart and he can stun people for 3 days and shit like that. And there's some weird shit, but I feel
yeah,
it.
this nigga's best friends with Iron Man.
His armor is actually made out of Stark technology.
Right. Strathium. Yeah. But what you thinking? What you thinking, Deshaun? What do you think is happening
So,
here?
first, let's get like, what's the circumstances that they're fighting in? Like, are they like aware that they're going into a fight? Not necessarily who with.
I think we're going fully armored up. Take everything you got. We're walking into a battlefield. They're the last two alive in the battle, and they're just approaching each other on a vast battlefield, and we're just gonna see what happens when they duke it out.
All right, like a standoff type deal.
Yeah.
So I think the strengths that Guts have is his endurance, his super speed, which the Black Knight doesn't seem like he can keep up with his speed. Gus's power to be able to like swing around a 6 foot 400-pound sword. She's got to have some. You got to be a little like brolic, you know.
With relative ease.
Yeah,
like it's a 14-pound sword. He said.
Yeah. So I think Guts, he's built different, definitely. But the Black Knight and that ebony sword, the ebony sword just seems like, yeah, that's unfair. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like he literally got kicked out of another tournament with superheroes because of the ebony sword.
The sword itself is like omnipotent or something like that.
Yeah.
The sword itself. If his sword was a character itself, it would be like was it Reed Richards' son? I remember his name is
Sentinel.
No. Is that his name? The son of the Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, some crazy ass shit. I forgot what his name was.
What's his name?
Yeah, the sword is pretty much him like in a fucking sword. I don't know.
Yeah. So like not only is that sword overpowered, like say he doesn't bring it into battle, he can just summon it, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
from any time, any dimension.
He's kind of just got an ex machina to just get out of anything. So I feel like Guts just it's not a fair battle.
Yeah.
As much as respect I got for Guts, I don't think he could pull it off against the Black Knight.
Yeah. So is that a victory for me? Is that a victory for me?
I think that's a victory for Pat.
Man, and I actually I forgot to mention some stuff. He has this thing called the Brazen of Truth, where he can basically call upon Percy and just get any kind of knowledge that any past Black Knight had, and he can get bestowed that knowledge and kind of makes him omnipotent and can know future in the past. Yeah, so I forgot to bring that up, but yeah, shit like that can happen as well.
So the Black Knight also has
I apologize. Definitely.
Yeah, I will
watch it now. I'll watch it just for that. I'll watch.
No, it's a crazy anime. It takes a little bit to get through. Like that shit's rough sometimes, but it's good though.
I'll watch it.
I feel it. And yeah, we got Jon Snow actually playing Dane Whitman. If you watch the Eternals, Best of Bias listeners, and I think it was the end of credit scene, we saw Jon Snow finding the sword, and the sword was kind of talking to him, and that's the ebony blade. So we're actually going to see the Black Knight in the MCU.
What do you mean? What do you mean the sword was talking to him?
Huh?
Did you watch do you watch the end credits?
Yeah. Didn't you hear voices coming from the sword?
To him?
Oh, I thought it was voices from the sword coming.
I thought you meant the voice at the end where it said you're not ready for that Dan Whitman.
Oh no. I'm talking about the sounds that when he opened the box that the sword was kind of calling to him. And there is
I think those might have been like the previous souls or something.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So once he grabs it, it's kind of showing you that it's kind of like a blood curse in it. You know, once you grab that sword, you're gonna start some shit's gonna start going down. And then they did yell. I don't know who that was. You know who it was that actually said that? You're not ready for that, Dan? It was Blade?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't hear that.
It was the dude who it was the martial law, whatever his name is.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah. Go back and listen to it again. He even tried to mimic what you call his voice from the original Blade.
Wesley
Kind of.
Snipes.
Yeah, he
That's
tried to
dope.
mimic like the way he talked.
So I mean, he's gonna make his first appearance in Blade. That's what we're saying?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Because he's in Heroes for Hire in Blade.
Marvel's
Mm.
doing like a deep dive into the like.
Watch, you know,
old
I think.
characters.
Oh my, yeah, exactly. I think they're gonna probably gonna bring in fucking Luke Cage or something just to throw him inside of there.
No,
But
yeah,
wasn't he like the main person in Hero Fire? Wasn't he?
Heroes for Hire. One of them, yeah, Power Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of them. Yeah, for sure. So there's a lot of ways you can weave it. We already saw some of the Netflix characters be kind of weaved into Hawkeye and Spider-Man. So I think we may see some Luke Cage. They're not bringing back all the Netflix characters, but I think they're bringing back some of them to reprise the roles because they were kind of popular. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, shit, 2-1. Is that my record right now for Anime Kumite?
I think so.
For sure.
Okay, well, next one Deshaun has, and then I will get the one that I guarantee you. I'm not gonna just like, because the fucked up part about this is I'm the one who actually picked this thing, not knowing because I was like reading about the Black Knight. I'm like, oh, it's kind of similar with the sword. I didn't really read about the rest of this motherfucker's shit, and I never got into the part about the sword fucking making him immortal.
All powerful.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know it made him like immortal and shit. I don't know why I didn't think about it. I didn't look that much into it because they didn't really have any videos that really explained much about him. And
I'll send you a good ass video. This thing goes through a bunch of comic books, gives hella good source material. I got most of this information from there. This was hella funny.
But as I was researching it earlier today and a little yesterday, I was like, yeah, this nigga about to get demolished.
And it's
I was
crazy.
like, fuck it, it's what it is, yeah.
It's crazy to have that kind of a Marvel character just play the background and not be a main character, you know, because his powers are so fucking
But
dope.
I mean, I was thinking, he's just a regular ass fucking human. I mean, I thought my mind, I was like, he's a person that's on like Hawkeye, fucking Black Widow level with just a sword that's hella power, can cut through anything. I didn't think it was like the sword can do anything. It's like he literally got like fucking Latin's genie and shit is a sword.
And he has a fucking super speed Pegasus that can do anything.
Like, Pegasus,
bruh, I'm telling you, I'm gonna send you this video. This horse can do shit. They can fly light speed underwater, which makes no sense. But anyways, yeah,
that's wild. That makes no sense.
Shit, you gotta fight it. If you gotta fight Atlanteans, we going underwater with it. You feel me?
Light speed.
Nigga, is that a horse?
Yeah, a horse with wings, bruh. Genetically modified. We out here. Dane Whitman with the shot, boy.
That's crazy. I think the one thing about like all these crazy Marvel heroes is that it's hard to translate them onto screen like you can do in comic books.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, they're about to bring in that America. Is that her name? I don't know her name. Not the one Miss America, her character. If you look at the trailer for that they had at the end of Black what the fuck is the show? Spider-Man.
Yeah, Black Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Miles Morales.
I meant to talk. I meant to talk about in the last video, but when we were talking about that, but I kind of just like blanked out. But yeah, like it showed like little scenes you can see like with Doctor Strange in the background. You'll see her, just chilling back there. And then there's a scene they show like a girl standing. You see her back, but you see like a star on her jacket, which is what that character has a big fucking star because she's Miss America. But she's supposed to be a Hispanic girl. So, and she's fucking can do the same thing as that sword. She can like punch holes in between dimensions and just jump through dimensions. That's one of her abilities.
I hope she fixed those motherfuckers.
No, I mean she can basically just travel within dimensions, like different, like so multiverse of madness. So I'm pretty sure he uses her to just like he can only do it to go through like different parts on Earth. She can do it on other Earths. Like other dimensions and shit. So
it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy and crazy.
They're just trying to bring new characters in left and right. So.
Yeah, and they give us goddamn super soldiers. You might give us all these other characters, goddamn it.
Yeah. I mean, after the Eternals, with the level of those people and shit like that, you would probably want to have more souped up characters when you have shit like Celestials being birthed from a fucking planet.
You guys seen the Eternals?
Yeah.
I haven't watched Eternals yet.
Eternals fucking has hella characters.
It does.
Hella characters. I'm like, god damn. like 9 characters, nine powers to talk about. But a dude from Paperboy from Atlanta, the
Mhm.
black dude, his powers are
Mhm.
dope. He can just
Yeah,
fucking create shit.
well, he was just hella smart. Yeah, he was Tony Stark, pretty much.
But he can create shit
Uh,
out of midair though. Just
no, he was he? I thought he was just like making
he
like
was like
fucking.
manifesting gears and shit to make these things and throwing them around at people. And then he remember he
Oh,
locked dude on the ground.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, just messed up like out of nowhere. He's just making shit. He controlled the spaceship. Yeah, a lot of shit.
Uh, it's funny at the end you see Thanos' brother come in.
What?
You didn't
Thanos'
see
Oh yeah. I remember that.
what's his name again?
Deviant.
Something Fox, Star Fox.
Star Fox.
No,
Probably
no,
not.
he's not a deviant. His name is Star Fox.
His name is
You
Star
didn't
Fox.
see, at the end credit, you didn't see in the little.
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, for sure.
The drunk thing, and then that guy walked in and was like, he was like when he was announcing everything that
Yeah.
he was saying that he was the brother of Thanos. And
He's like, you
was
don't have to say that every time or something like that.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
I think I have to go look him up look a little more because I don't know much about him. But I hope this isn't true. I heard that one of his powers are, I don't know if it's his only power, but one of his powers is to make people like just like horny as fuck and have sex. I'm like that's
What?
kind of, I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true, and I gotta look it up. But it was basically like the power of making people, have sex, which would make sense for what the Eternals was doing if you watch the movie because they're trying to populate the planet
Right.
to feed energy to that thing to grow. But that's a fucked
Stupid
up.
ass purpose.
I'll be hella fucked up. I'll be hella mad if I came out there and you got niggas like Angelina Jolie who can like manifest fucking swords and weapons and fight. Then you got a motherfucker that can fly and shoot lasers from his eyes. It's like, oh, what can you do? Stand next to her.
Yep.
I'm a walking Viagra, bro.
Yeah.
I just look
I
at you
got
real
you.
hard and you just want to fuck
Hey,
anybody.
I'm the best wingman.
Yeah. Anytime. Yeah, I feel that.
Anytime.
Yeah. You get the little
Yeah.
yeah. There's a bunch of powers that I think are kind of stupid, but that super speed, yeah, I like that. I still want to see somebody use the infinite mass punch in one of these movies, man. Make it a thing because they depower all these super speed characters. They say if you're super fast, you can't be super strong at the same time. Come on, if you're moving light speed, these
I was
punches
about
should
to say,
hurt.
you have to be strong if you're moving at light speed. You're
Yeah,
literally moving fast enough to where that if you were to take a step and try and run, you would just break your fucking leg. So you
that
have to
makes
be
sense.
extremely fucking powerful and extremely fucking durable. So
Yeah, and that's one thing I want to see fixed because that's shitty. Because I feel like all you got to do, I think, what did they do to her? They just shot her with something and she was like done, or like threw her into they fucked her up actually, threw her into like a mountain or something like that. Anyways, I'm not gonna spoil the movie for you.
Okay.
Yeah. All you guys haven't seen it. You haven't seen it. I get it. But have you guys been keeping up with? I know you haven't seen it yet. Probably not. But we're not gonna get into it. But the Book of Fett episode 4. We had to talk about that shit soon, AKA, because chapter 4, the newest episode of the Book of Fett. And also Peacemaker, man. Peacemaker is so hilarious. Episode 4 came out the other day. Came out Thursday because they dropped the first 3 episodes.
Peacemaker's a show.
Yeah, it's a show.
For some reason, I thought it was a movie.
Well, because it's from Suicide
Here's a
You got
Squad.
Disney Plus? Do you have Disney Plus, Deshaun?
I think I had yours. I need the login and stuff.
I'll give it to you. And then Anthony, I don't know if he's willing to share, but he did share with me his what you call it, his
HBO.
HBO.
Oh yeah, I got HBO.
Yeah, that's where you can watch Peacemaker. The first 3 episodes in there.
I collect other people's like streaming shit.
Uh-huh.
We pay for one, and like, hey, let me get the passwords. I'll trade.
Sure.
That's what I do too.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, go check that stuff out. Maybe we can get on here and review. But for now, yeah, I'll take that victory. You know what I'm saying? Episode 100. This is part 2 of that thing. Maybe part 3. Who knows what order I'll put it in? But again, this is the part where I like to let people know where to find you at. You can, take this L gracefully, sir, AKA. Where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at AKA Akio Young. My bad. AKIO Young. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. One of these days you'll remember. One of these days you will remember.
And then if you go on any streaming platform right now, they have my brother put up our EP with 6 songs on it. All of them slap. Yeah. So if you just look up Pretty Ugly, and that's ugly with the I instead of a Y, it'll usually come up. It's the one that's the red cover that says PC. I'll slap it somewhere up here. Listen, that shit. Go listen to it. It slaps. You can find it on. I think it's on Spotify. No, it's on like YouTube Music.
I found it on Spotify.
Yeah,
Nice.
I don't know what else he put it on, but I'm sure it's on other stuff too. I gotta look it up. But yeah, it shit slaps. And in the future, I'm gonna research more equal opponents, so I don't feel like. 'Cause I mean, I don't even feel bad about losing because as soon as I start researching fucking Black Knight, I was like, oh shit, I have to prepare myself to get. How can I make this like nigga seem like he could beat a motherfucker with a sword that does anything? I don't know.
No, we'll figure it out. I'll vet some names too, because I'm always
you
awake
know,
on the
you
board.
know what I should have did? I should have made Black Knight versus fucking Rick from Rick and Morty.
Oh shit. You should have did
Actually,
Black Knight versus I wanted to do maybe this can be something different. What's dude's name from Seven Deadly Sins?
Meliodas?
No, no, not
Meliodas?
Meliodas, but the dude with the mustache, the bartender that changes into the big ass lion.
Oh, the Sun God. I forgot his
I
name.
forgot
But
his
yeah,
name. Yeah, I want to do that dude. That dude's fucking OP as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm just happy we can get a Marvel character
Bro,
win over
that,
these
that,
anime
that, that
characters because anime
that
characters be
dude.
OP.
I got you. We can do that. You can do that dude, and I'll use the Moon Knight.
Ooh, Moon Knight.
You
Shoot.
know?
Damn, I feel that. I feel that. But yeah, we can do something. Hey, I mean, Deshaun, you want to let them know where they can find you at? Some of the shit you got going on.
Actually, I have been working on my little woodworking Instagram. Still under
Nice.
construction, but is actually closer than it was the last time I was here.
For sure.
Almost.
What
I'll
you
let
gonna?
you know next
I'm about to say. Yeah, I'm about to say. You gonna let them know where to find it at? But yeah,
Nah,
for
it's
sure.
a blank page right now. But yeah,
Okay,
we
that's
we
good
were
stuff.
actually working on stuff.
Nice, nice. It's good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. You already know where to find me at SAC_Lydell on the motherfucking Snapchat. No wait, SAC Lydell on the Instagram. Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. If you want to look for the the podcast, Best of Bias on Instagram. I'm there posting stuff all week, kind of highlights from the week on Monday through the week, just showing you some shit you might have missed during the weekend. And then we're gonna, I drop some stuff we may be talking about that's coming up on the episode we drop on Friday. So tune into there. I have what else we got? We got the website is under construction, man. I'm trying to figure out why they won't let me post these freaking audio files to the website. I know you guys haven't gotten the audio version of episode 99. I'm talking to the people right now trying to get some audio help to get episode 99 and 100 by Friday. So hopefully we get all this stuff out and get it fixed for you guys. But if not, we definitely gonna have the videos on YouTube. So you can check us out, Best of Bias on YouTube. We'll have it there permanently. But we're definitely getting the audio fixed so we can get that back up for you guys as well. Because Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, we need that stuff because if you can't watch the video, we want you guys listening in your car, listening at work, and all that other good stuff. So yeah, great battle. I'm excited to see what comes next. There's a lot of sports going on this weekend, the past week. Crazy basketball season going on now too. So I'm hoping we get this sports episode recorded for part 3 of episode 100. We got Sean. Hopefully
part 4,
John.
This is part 3.
Is this part 3? This is part 2.
You said 2 or 3. You know.
Oh shit! Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter what order it is, but we gonna get that sports in. I think I got Sean, K Swag. John might be there tomorrow to talk about the Niners making it to the NFC Championship to play the Rams. I'm talking a little bit about my Buccaneers loss. Be some disappointing talk. Green Bay losing, which is crazy. The Bills putting up a fight, but still ultimately losing to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and Joe Burrow putting on for the Bengals, first time in the NFC Championship since like 1986. So it's a lot of stuff we got to talk about on the sports episode. Another part of episode 100, the episode 100 extravaganza. So hopefully you guys are in for, got your drinks, got your food, because it's going to be a long episode. Keep coming back. It's the Best of Bias. Anything else, guys?
That's it. I kind of want to get on that sports episode, though.
Oh, yeah. I'll holler at you. Let me know sometime this week. We want to try to get it out before Friday.
Yeah, I want to try and get on it too, just to talk about the fucking UFC shit, some boxing, a little bit of boxing.
Oh, for sure. And I mean,
you watch that fight?
The Ngannou fight? No, I'll watch the highlights before tomorrow though. I was watching the fucking I was watching something. I was watching the new season of Ozark probably because I'm trying to binge that shit as well because that shit just dropped. So a lot of shit going on, but we can talk about it. I watched the highlights and shit before then. I watched a little bit of the fights. We can talk about what happened with the football. We can talk about the fights. I'll let you guys know for that next part of episode 100. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Thank all you guys for being here. Oh yeah, new merch coming soon. You see that shit in the back there. Hat on my head. New patches coming soon. New hats ordered. Bear with the hard eyes in time for Valentine's Day. Get it for your significant other. Hats, beanies, truckers, bucket hats. So yeah, you got it all. Plenty more to come. Like I said, website under construction, but you can still check it out and see everything up to episode 98 now. But it's the Best of Bias podcast, and I like to say this at the end of my episodes. You guys know what it is. Where my theme song at? In my pocket. It's right here. Peace out, guys.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell